Visit our website www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the tallest reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Good evening and welcome to PTV Today. I am Daniel Wabosa. President Muhammadu Buhari has left Nigeria to London for a 10-day vacation. The president left the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, at about 12 a.m. this morning. Senior government officials led by service chiefs and the FCT minister bid the president farewell as he boarded the presidential jet to attend his summer vacation. Moving forward now to Zimbabwe, where the opposition leader Nelson Chamisa on Friday slammed the fake result of the country's historic election that returned incumbent President Emmerson Mnangagwa to power. Result released overnight Thursday gave Mnangagwa 50.8% of the vote and Chamisa 44.3%. While Mnangagwa welcomed the result and called for peace, Chamisa rejected the outcome outright. Chamisa tweeted that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission scandal of releasing unverified fake results is regrettable. The ZEC denied his election agents access to results before announcement and that ZEC must release proper and verified results endorsed by parties. Meanwhile, Mnangagwa tweeted, and I quote, "This is a new beginning. Let us join hands in peace, unity and love and together build a new Zimbabwe for all." Now to Afghanistan, where a suicide bomber attacked a Shiite mosque in eastern Afghanistan today during Friday prayers, killing 25 people and wounding 40, according to the police. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack, but police said at least 2 men had entered the Khawaja Hassan Mosque in the city of Gadez in the province of Pektia, where about 60 people were praying. No reliable census information exists on the size of the Shiite community in Afghanistan, but estimates range about 10 to 12%, with most coming from the Persian-speaking Hazara and Tajik ethnic groups. Some 50,000 residents in the German city of Potsdam on the outskirts of Berlin have to leave their homes on Friday while a World War II bomb is disposed. The 800-meter radius exclusion zone around the site where the bomb was discovered in the city centers also takes in regional government's building and the federal German police headquarters. During the bomb disposal, trains, buses and trams are to be suspended between the Potsdam Central Station and the district of Babelsberg, home of the German film industry. The spokesperson said an exploded 250-kilogram device is buried 60 centimeters in the ground and slightly deformed, possibly requiring the disposal experts to explode it in situ. Depending on its condition, some 200 city workers, fire servicemen and police officers are expected to take part in the evacuation. Still in Germany now, German Scottish community is planning to launch a major demonstration by Berlin's landmark Brandenburg Gate against a planned visit by the re-elected Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to the country at the end of September. Deputy Chairman of the German Kurdish community, Mehmet Tanrıvevdi, said they were not okay with the red carpet being rolled out here for Erdogan. He said the community would mobilize nationwide to increase participation in the demonstration and reach out to other organizations and representatives of the political parties in the German parliament. Tanrıvevdi said they could achieve numbers between 10,000 to 20,000. In China now, the Swedish Prosecution Authority says China has asked Sweden to extradite a man who is being held near Stockholm on suspicion of gross fraud and embezzlement. The authorities' spokeswoman Karin Rosander declined to name the man sought by China, but said police arrested him on June 25. And he was being detained in the town of Huding. In Beijing, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Geng Shuang said he was unaware of the case and did not say much about it. Rosander said the Swedish National Anti-Corruption Unit has opened an investigation to verify the accusations against the man and determine whether there are grounds for extradition. The Traffic Management Bureau with China's Ministry of Public Security has announced that traffic public service would be streamlined nationwide starting from September. 20 measures would be introduced, including requiring fewer or zero application materials, enabling citizens to handle different matters at the same counter, and providing access to traffic public service online in the campaign to improve traffic public services. The NPS released the 20 measures in June and piloted 8 of them in 36 major cities. In the teleconference convened earlier, the Traffic Management Bureau asked its subordinate organs to work hard and get ready for implementing the reform measures. Nationwide on September 1, China had 319 million motor vehicles and 396 million vehicle drivers, and at the end of June 2018, according to the MS data. Less than 2 months after a landmark U.S.-North Korea summit in Singapore, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo flew back to the city-state today and said North Korea's continued work on weapons program was inconsistent with its leader's commitment to denuclearize. Pompeo was asked en route to Singapore about his statement in the U.S. Senate last month that North Korea was contributing to make bomb fuel and reports that North Korea, led by Kim Jong-un, was building new missiles. Pompeo thanked ministers of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations at the meeting in Singapore for their efforts in strictly enforcing sanctions on North Korea. Moving forward now to Russia, where Russia is allowing thousands of fresh North Korean laborers into the country and granting new work permits in potential violations of the U.S. sanctions. Over 10,000 new North Korean workers have registered in Russia since September. Russia's action potentially violates United Nations sanctions to reduce cash flows to North Korea and put pressure on Pyongyang to give up its nuclear weapons. The journal reported, citing U.S. officials. Labor Ministry records that a minimum of 700 new work permits have been issued to North Koreans in Russia this year. Now in South Korea, South Korean President Moon Jae-in replaced the commander of the military intelligence units suspected of having been involved in a series of scandals, including political intervention, the Presidential Blue House said on Friday. Young Chan, senior presidential press secretary, said that President Moon appointed Lieutenant General Nam Yong-sin as a new commander of the Defense Security Command to replace Lieutenant General Lee Suk-koo, who had led this SC since September 2017. Nam, the current commander of the Army's Special Warfare Command, is a veteran military officer in special warfare operation and field maneuvers. Now, according to Army spokesman, the two government militiamen were killed and 4 wounded today in a fight with communist rebels in an eastern Philippine province. The troops were on a patrol when they encountered the guerrillas in a village in Kawayas town in Masbate province, and Captain Joas Pramis, he added that additional soldiers had been dispatched to hunt down the rebels who withdrew after the clash. Communist rebels have been fighting the Philippines government since the late 1960s, making the movement one of the longest running leftist insurgencies in Asia. According to defense officials, the military wanted to first assess the implication of a ceasefire linked to negotiations. In Spain now, Spanish hotels are cutting prices on summer holiday packages as tourists return to destinations like Turkey and resorts in North Africa, while visitors' numbers to Spain start to peak after 5 record-breaking years. Tourists account for around 11% of Spain's economic output, and the number of foreign visitors rose to 82 million in 2017, making Spain the world's second most visited country after France. Now rival Turkey, Tunisia, and Egypt are experiencing resurgence in tourist visits, making a revival of demand for these destinations, which were shunned by holidaymakers following militant attacks and an attempted coup. And in India now, in a bid to encourage young left-wing rebels to rejoin the society, the government in the eastern Indian state of Odisha has decided to impart skill development training to surrendered Naxalites. Officials said the state government had even relaxed the academic criterion for the surrendered Naxalites so they could get skill development training and in turn be ready for jobs and earn a living. The rebels say they are fighting for land rights for tribal people and the poor people. Their insurgency began in the eastern state of West Bengal in late 1960s, spreading to more than 1/3 of India's administrative districts. Pakistan assailants burned down 11 schools in coordinated attacks in northern Pakistan today. Police officials say the overnight attacks in the area of Tanka in Gilgit-Baltistan, a region bordering China, have spread speculations about the presence of Taliban militias. In addition, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack in the region that has comparatively peace for so far, and the police have launched into investigation. Turkey will now exercise its right to retaliate to unfair trade measures to pressure its economic interest, the Turkish Trade Ministry said on Friday. It said that Turkey's steel and iron sector did not constitute a threat to the U.S. Turkey said it would impose countermeasures on the U.S. in retaliation against steel and aluminum imports, tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump. In a meeting with the representatives of U.S. firms, Trade Minister Rusha Pekan jailed on the U.S. to act jointly with Turkey in steel and iron, according to a statement. Moving out to business, where Toyota Motor Corps SA higher U.S. auto tariffs would ramp up the cost of vehicles produced locally, along with those imported to the United States from Japan, which would have a big impact on its bottom line. Like its global rivals, Toyota is bracing for the possibility of a rise in the U.S. auto import tariff, which could cloud its outlook, as it would raise the cost of selling vehicles in the world's second highest vehicle market. Such uncertainty took the shine of strong quarterly results announced on Friday. So far, Japan's biggest automakers and component suppliers said they have seen limited direct impact from U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum implemented in June, but they acknowledge they could take a significant hit if Washington delivers on proposals to hike tariffs on autos and auto parts to 25%. Heineken is taking a $3.1 billion stake in the parent of China Resources Beer, China's top brewer, to tap a growing thirst for premium brands in the world's biggest beer market. The world's number 2 brewer will take a 40% holding in CRH Beer, giving it a strong distribution network in China and greater access to a market it has so far found tough to crack. The CRH Beer, the makers of the locally popular Snow Beer, the deal is a way to get into the foreign-dominated premium sector at a time when Chinese demand the lower-end brands is waning. Finally, now Audi has set up production ahead of a September deadline when it becomes harder to register vehicles as roadworthy, the German premium car maker said on Friday. From next month, vehicles need to pass new pollution rules known as the World's Harmonized Light Duty Vehicle Test Procedure, or WLTP. Cars which are registered for sales ahead of the deadline can still be passed on a dealership after September. The Ingolstadt-based manufacturer said it would wrap up production ahead of the deadline and therefore does not expect to see a drop in vehicle deliveries this year, even as it faces problems adjusting its portfolio. And that's the start of our package on PTV World Desk. Many thanks for watching. I'm Daniel Waboso.
Soldiers helping Nigerian soldiers fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have said
there had hardly been any administration.
Well explains the end of justice about
no religious body in Nigeria.
Validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is
I don't believe so. Since how many years now? I don't believe so. I don't want to talk. Ah, where? Today I've been there. See, many of them are lie. It's a typical lie. Many of those that are even defected, how many of them have value in their state? Wait now. Wait, come on. Those that are defective, how much are they value in their home?
Everybody know Saraki is a PDP from day one. You understand? And in politics, everybody will take, because what you really believe is that if you come back, you want to be a Senate president again, and which cannot be. Even this present Senate president that is doing, assuming South or Southeast, they have Senate from APC. One will march as Senate president because we have 3 regions in Nigeria: Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. You get what I'm saying? Now, I do negotiation with APC that if they come back, are they going to give him Senate president? Which answer is no. Do you understand? And it discussed with the PDP, where I can see the soft landing. And I believe that was the reason why he moved to PDP.
We know quite well that Saraki is a master planner. He's a game planner. He came in as Senate president without the authority of the party, the APC, interested in him to be the Senate president. But he used his abracadabra, sort of, to come in as Senate president. And since then, this government has never seen the light of the day, because it's like it's one leg in PDP, another leg in the APC since he came in. That's what we have been witnessing. That is why this government is not moving forward. Let's tell ourselves the truth and the blatant truth. The government is not moving forward because an opposition is in the party, is within the system, within the party. Anything the executive want to do, the Senate will not want to approve it. So it's causing some delay. There are a lot of problems.
You know, Nigeria politics, little by little, will get it right. To me, Nigeria, we are just celebrating the capitalists, the achievers. You understand me? We are not celebrating the ideology. Any person that come to this country telling Nigeria where to go, the way forward, become the enemy of Nigeria. You understand me? When they are forming APC, we are all clapping that, oh, we are expecting a better change. We know where we are, and then today, everybody can set the level that...
When Senate President emerged as a Senate President, since then, the journey have not been sweet for him. He said it when the Supreme Court declared him acquitted, that since started this administration with APC, things have they don't allow you to work. And 75% all the APC members know that the way this man is doing is not a real card member of APC. But now, I remember, but I cannot remember that proverb very well. When I read on Awu, said that the difference between water and oil, when the time comes, the water will go is right, while the oil will go the left. So that is it's time for him to leave, because go back to Kwara State too. The environment is not conducive for him. Even federal too, the environment is not conducive for him. Let him go back to the Poverty Development Party, because almost about 16 years they don't do us well in this country. So even youth, there's some youth now, they'll be mobilizing, they'll be shouting, PDP, I'll just be looking at them, be laughing. Because you worship wealth. You forget our future. If you want to see a sample now, let somebody just bring 2,000 and 1,000 here now. If everybody say change. If you get the person give another PDP come, other party come, they say the same thing. Where are we going?
The Senate President camping from the president, from his former party to the present party, which is PDP. What I have to say about that issue is that, you know, so many people, they are looking at his faults. Some are blowing their grammar, bringing out their philosophies, one philosophy or the other, and they are blaming him. The question we Nigeria have to ask ourselves about this issue is that when you see somebody running away from one place to another, you should ask yourself, why is this person running away? Either the place he's staying is no longer favoring him, or the place he's staying is being well corrupt, that he cannot endure in that place, and that is why he has run from that place to another place. Now, the Senate President has run away from APC. Then the issue now is, what is APC doing? What is APC contributing? Which help is APC giving to we Nigerians at the moment? That is the question we need to ask ourselves.
The defection of Senate President is expected, you understand, because it's a situation whereby some people are using to certain ideology of investing, paddling and sorts of things, you understand. If they don't feel the same where they are, if the house did not contain them, they will leave it. It's like you leave Ghana to Nigeria and you discover that the problem you are facing in Nigeria is more than what is happening in Ghana. You will go back to where you were coming from, you understand. These people we are talking about, they are PDP in APC. They call them G7 those days, and they match with APC to come to the government. Some of them are even thinking within themselves they are very powerful. I want to tell you today is false. Look at Muazu Babangida Aliyu, the Taliban of former governor of Niger State. He was the former governor of PDP Forum. Where is he today? He even lost his senatorial election, you understand. People like Saraki, they ride on Buhari, but they felt that they are somebody important. Let me tell you something. At the earlier of this government, you discovered that Bukola Saraki betrayed his party. By what? By conniving with opposition to come in government, making what has never happened in the history of Nigeria, the opposition becoming the Senate President. That is a fighter position. You trade it for service and greatness interest.
Since how many years now? I don't want to talk. Ah, where? Today I've been.
People of Nigeria, I hear say don't back Odin. From my side, it's good though as the banner, because even human being, you no go to the drink Odin. Oh, I beg, it's good, make a banner. We don't want them again.
A lot of Nigeria youth that have been taken into codeine have caused a lot of havoc to them, even to the society in general.
The recent ban of codeine is very amazing because that will help the Nigerian youths to face the reality and know what they're doing. Because of then, man, people are taking this codeine and they'll be very slow, they can't even help themselves out. But now that it's banned, I think they have no way to find any excuse, so they will come out, do the right thing at the right time and work for themselves.
I feel happy about the ban of codeine in Nigeria because it has caused so many harms to our youth out there. They over-abuse it. For those it may affect, they can go for other alternative of cough syrup. It's not only codeine that is in Nigeria that is cough syrup.
To some extent, it's okay. In the sense that the abuse is getting out of hand. You see people taking codeine as if they are drinking water, which is causing health hazards to most of us. That, I say, is not good. But think about it the other way around. I need codeine to cure me of one ailment or the other. And for me to go and get it now from the pharmacy becomes a problem because it's banned. So what do you do now? So before the government will come out to say this and that, I think it would be better for government to find out the root cause of why these guys or these little ones, not even guys this time, even women, even politicians, they do it, they take it. Find out why they are doing it, especially those guys outside. Then try to sort out that problem so that it will stop. If you say you ban it, the effect will be on almost everybody. But if you find out the root cause of why they are doing it, it will help us better.
I think the recent ban of codeine is one of the most positive things this government has done so far. And it's a very, very good thing because it will actually curtail drug abuse. Because if you look at Kano and Lagos State right now, they're among the highest abusers of drug, and Katsina State is a very good thing for the youth, and it will definitely grow the level of efficiency and self-sustenance in the country.
Ours is a country of vast tropical and equatorial woodlands with arid deserts to extensive savanna grasslands, expansive mountains, immense rivers, numerous waterfalls, and mystical forests. Nigeria has it all. It is a place of rhythm, of dance, of music, of festivals, of tradition and culture, of spectacular color, of glamour, and a country of 200 million smiles. And home to a unique people of incomparable passion. A country blessed with breathtaking landscapes, home to some of the most diverse equatorial flora and fauna species on the earth. Nigeria is the undisputed welcoming heart of Africa. We have 521 unique ethno-linguistic groups. The world's newest and organic language, Pidgin, the world's oldest structural sign language, Hausa Sign Language. In addition to the world's oldest continuous market, the 600-year-old Kurmi market, which is situated within the ancient northern city of Kano, where 1,000-year-old city walls can still be found intact to this day. Nigeria has unique and ancient cultures, traditions and customs, and is steeped in spirituality, with as many Muslims as Christians. We also boast the world's oldest systematic religious philosophical system in Ifa, also known as Afa, and practiced as Santeria, Candomblé, Palo, Ubanda and Voodoo, and in various countries around the world. Nigeria is also home to the world's oldest purpose-built boat, the 8,500-year-old Ifuna canoe. Nigeria is the home of African sports, both ancient and modern, and has always been the beating heart of African football, which has gifted the world with some of the most dynamic and creative football players of all time. Gifted the world with music and artists such as the late Fela Kuti, King Sunny Ade, Seal, and many international performing artists, including Dame Shirley Bassey and Shadi Adu. Our country has also gifted the world with giants of African literature and poetry. Nigeria is a country on the move, a country of hard-working people and industrious and creative people. Our film industry, known as Nollywood, produces more movies in one day than Hollywood produces in 2 weeks, and is the place of thousands of stars and of millions of wonderfully welcoming, warm people. We are a country of kings, of queens, businessmen, and businesswomen. A place of vast, sprawling game parks, a country where African traditions have always been first. A country of drums, of colors, culture, of festivals, of music, of rhythm, and art. This is Nigeria. There is simply nothing quite like it.
Plastic bags. I'll say every day.
Plastic bag. Wow. I might say every day.
There is nothing I make use of in my shop as leather. I dey use about 2 packages of leather every day.
Packing several things, clothes. It could be clothes at times. It could just be maybe items from the market. As in when you buy foodstuffs, even packing other plastic bottles too, and virtually anything that needs to be packed. Most of the times we use plastic bags for them.
Or if I'm going to somewhere like the market or a shop or something, I'll definitely have to use a plastic bag.
For me, my business revolves around that. You can imagine coming to buy a pair of shoes and I'll just give you in your hands. What will happen? Will I ask you to put it in your handbag? No, I can't do without it. And then what if I come to the market and I want to buy tomato or whatever? What happens? Where will I put my stuff?
Leather, they help my business in many ways because of many customers, they cannot buy your market without leather now. They may not be, it will not be portable for them to carry it to their home. So there is portability being using leather in terms of putting the materials, that putting the goods that you have sold to the customers, so that it will be easy to carry to the car for them.
Because I need it for everything. I need it for my waist bin, I need to pack some things, I need it for everything.
I'm a fashion designer. Most times if my clients want to see me, I go with my bags because when I come here, I always come with clothes. That's the reason I'm using it.
Well, it depends on the quality of the plastic bag and the size. For instance, if it's like the big polythene bags, we recycle. We could still use it to maybe pack clothes later. We could still use it at home for maybe pack refuse before we dispose of it. But if it's the smaller ones that maybe you used to carry, like something like fish, or things that will still leave stain or smells in it, we dispose of it immediately.
So if it's perishable things, I'll definitely throw it. But if it's like about clothes, we usually keep it in a basket in my house, so we can use it for other things. Yes.
I don't know, but I think a long while.
Oh, this question, Oga. The question is too big. Leather can take, to me, maybe 1 year. It will decompose within a year.
Like a month? I don't know. I don't know. Like a month.
My God, I'm sure it takes long, because I think those are the things that you usually see that last a very long time inside all of the refuse dump and all those things. Most times when you go to pack stuff from a refuse dump, some other things might have decomposed over time, but of course the plastic bags would just be there sticking out. So I'm sure it takes a long time.
I have no idea.
I guess for my little age, or for my little staying in this earth, I've never come across that one. Plastic bag, it don't decay easily. I've never seen it.
Well, how long it decomposes? How long? Because okay, well, at least from my own little knowledge of plastic, I know it's not biodegradable, so I know it takes a long time. Maybe I say 50 years thereabouts for it to actually decompose, because of the kind of material it's made out of. So, but I'm not sure about. But I know it's a very long time actually.
Wow. A month? Or a year. It depends. A year.
That's impossible. Hi. That's impossible. No.
I cannot agree. It takes 150 years to decompose in the soil. So I may believe it since I don't have any knowledge on it.
You don't say. Then we should reconsider, really.
I'm just hearing it for the first time.
For a nylon bag to discover after 100 something years, I don't know. Maybe only a scientist can tell that, not me.
That's a lot of pollution for the ecosystem, actually, because since it doesn't decompose on its own, definitely even in because okay, well, I dispose of it through waste bin and all that, but a lot of people just throw it in the gutters. So you, at least I know that will definitely clog up the drainages, and even for, well, in fact, even to try to like quantify the amount of damage. Well, I really can't quantify, but I know it's a lot. It's a lot of damage to the ecosystem.
It caused erosion. I think that's which I've come across before. Erosion during rainy season, when you drop it, like when you keep them anyhow, like in a dustbin, and it rain, can easily cause erosion.
Well, I'm not really sure of like exact effects, but I shall know that every single thing in this world has its side effects. It has, even this microphone might have its own side effects. So I'm not really sure, but I'm very sure it does. It has side effects.
Plastic bag? No, I don't think so. It's not possible, honestly.
No. No, I can't.
I don't know how it's going to look like, but I don't think I can stay without that plastic bag. Because if I did not, then my client, they will insult me then, I should. They will cost my life. So I don't think I can stay without using plastic bag. That's true.
Oh my God. Oh.
Election is when we elect our leaders who represent us, and election is my right as a citizen of this country.
Election is a voting process. Election is a voting process, like vote a candidate for a leadership.
It's not like my right to choose the country's leader. My own part to play about it.
Say from layman point of view, is any activity that is aimed at putting people in a position of authority.
It's a platform, an avenue for people to elect those or get into offices, those that they want to represent them.
An election is simple now. It's just people choosing one or two people. The society choosing a number of people to represent, to lead, to coordinate, to do administration. All right.
And now you want my trust once more.
Before you can say, what an election is, there has to be an electorate. Somebody has to, vote, you understand, in an election for people of authority to get into power.
The vote is the power of the electorate. All right, so the people brings their power to the table during an election. That's what it is.
I think it's more like us having a say of who goes there to represent us, of who we talk to, that will guide us aright, and give us the benefit of that. Oh, let me not use the word the past one. Or give us the benefit that what we need is what we're going to get.
Between the electorate and the election itself, the electorate are supposed to willingly vote according to their conscience, according to what they feel that the capabilities of whoever they want to elect into offices can do.
The electorate, they have the power to elect their leaders because this is a democratic setting. And you know what the meaning of democracy is? Democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So it is our right as the electorate to elect our leaders.
Only God can judge you now. Only God can judge you now.
Come on, you can't buy my right. It is my right as a citizen, and you can't buy it with money. No amount of money can buy it. So because by the time you sell your right to vote, you're selling your birthright. That's the way I see it.
I think that is laughable. I don't think you need to pay to get my vote, but rather you need to earn my vote. My vote is free. I mean, I don't have to collect anything from you to vote for you. If you tell me what you are going to do, and I am okay, and I believe that voting you, will mean realizing such aims and objectives, then I will cast my vote for you. I don't need to take money to vote for you.
That's a lot of money. My power is all I have got. All right. So if it's like I'm selling myself to you. If you pay me and I give you my power, my vote is my power. So it means you are ready to pay a whole lot of money. It's like I'm selling myself to you as a slave. You have total control over me. So that would be difficult to sell, actually. That will be very, very. In fact, it's difficult to explain. Well, but it's also simple to explain. If I give you my power, I have sold myself to you. So why should I do that? It's my vote during an election is my power, is everything I am.
It's not a matter of money, because it's about my generation now. Trying to cause a change. There is no money whatsoever that one has to pay to get the right leader. The money can finish, but when the money finishes, what happens? What's next? That's what we're looking at.
You can only offer me your conscience and nothing else. The conscience that I have to believe that when you get in there, you represent me well. I don't believe in selling of votes, and I can't do that. So my vote only can appeal to your conscience, and that is exactly what it is. If I find out that you cannot represent me well based on your antecedents, I can't at all vote you in, no matter how much you're giving to me.
I don't need anybody's money to vote. If I want to vote, I'll vote for someone I choose to vote for. Not because of the money.
See, all I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
That is the bane of the problem, the bane of the issue here. Collecting money and then selling your votes. You're selling a whole generation of yours. Very wrong. So people should vote according to their conscience. No matter how much they're giving you, let them go with their money. Vote according to your conscience. And when the person comes in, he will know definitely that he did not spend any money. He has come to do work for you. And he will definitely do the work. But when he buys your vote, what do you expect him to do? Definitely nothing. If I come to you and I buy votes from you, you don't expect me to do anything for you. So if they should have any expectation on the incoming administration, they should, from this very moment, begin to reorientate themselves, begin to understand that once they say their votes, they don't have any moral justification again to ask for the amenities that these people are supposed to come in to provide for them.
They should know that, when you sell your vote, you shouldn't hold your leaders accountable for anything. Because at the end of the day, when they buy you, you are electing the wrong leaders. And it will in turn rub off on what will benefit our citizens of this country. Because what we're suffering from in this country is as a result of politicians buying our right to vote them in. That is what we're suffering from. So it should be discouraged. It should be discouraged.
If you look at the lifestyle of people who sells their vote, they are in complete penury, living in squalor. They have no hope leadership that continues to gives out money to buy people's vote in an election will continue to exploit the people. They would continue to refuse to do what they should do. They would continue to keep back developmental projects that is supposed to empower the people and continue to use them as piecemeals during election.
The common understanding is that once you sell your vote, it's like you said your future and you said the future of the unborn. Because one, if you sell your vote, the person who bought your vote from you bought it, with a price and his personal money. And he will have to do business to recoup his money. And by the time he's recouping his money, you will be the one to suffer.
Okay, you look at the children, you look at yourself. Are you really in the right place? Is the country in the right position? Can we compete with other countries out there? When you collect the money now and it finishes, what's happened next? So I think with that right frame of mind, people tend to think twice before they collect money, because at the end of the day, the money finishes, but the person is still there for the 4 years.
So you shouldn't allow politicians buy you over. That is what we are suffering from as citizens, because we elect the wrong people. So at the end of the day, they're not accountable to us. By the time they buy you, definitely they will recoup their money. So as a result, you will not enjoy any form of amenities. What they are supposed to do for us, of course they cannot do it for us, because they are like investors. You invest money, you want to recoup it. So you can't hold them responsible for anything.
Why you keep on deceiving the people, my brother, my sister?
When you get politicians that want to come into power by crook or by any means,
One thing is them having doubts, them not having the consciousness of producing results. When you won't produce results, you tend to pay for something. When they pay them off, they feel they can do anything there because you are being bought over, so you don't have authority anymore.
Of course, they are businessmen. That is what they are. Businessmen coming to sell, coming to buy. So when they come to you, tell them that you are not selling. They will definitely come. They don't have any other thing. They don't have nothing whatsoever to offer the country except that money that they have, with which they will come to buy your vote. And when they enter there, they don't do anything for you.
Why don't we work together so the future will be brighter?
Money politics is the worst type of politics you can experience or have anywhere in the world. So our challenge is actually coming to the place of realization, of understanding what you are, what you carry, and who you are. If we can get to that place easily, then all of this would not even come up.
People should begin to, realize that once these people are voted in on the basis of having bought your vote, I'm telling you, they will not do anything for you.
As a nation, we should know that those who are buying votes, in the first instance, do not mean well for the country. And if it is possible, the whole country should revolt against them. Once you see anybody, soliciting to buy your vote, that should be enough reason to reject that person or that political party, as the case may be.
If you vote for money, at the end of the day, the person will be doing anyhow in the power, and you have the right to say anything.
The value of my vote is enormous. It's about the change I want in my country. It's about a whole lot of things, the generation at large. We're talking about what we want to see, the change we want to see in our country. Look at the Western country out there. We are not just closed. The education is down, everything is not working, so we need something to work in this country.
My voter's card has power because it is my right. It is my right, and nobody can buy it.
I dedicate this one to all of the shady politicians. We go promise and fail, and they make the people live in harsh conditions.
La. My name is Femi Anikula Kukuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you. Don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the tallest reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Soldiers helping Nigerian soldiers fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law. I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have said
there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner, one of place, the end of justice,
under the law, no religious body in Nigeria validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is. My name is Femi Anikulapo Kuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you. Don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the talent reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
Good evening and welcome to PTV Today. I am Daniel Waboso. President Muhammadu Buhari has left Nigeria to London for a 10-day vacation. The president left the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport about 12 a.m. this morning. Senior government officials led by service chiefs and the FCC minister bid the president farewell as he boarded the presidential jet to attend his summer vacation. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday held a closed-door meeting with security chiefs and the Minister of Defense, retired Brigadier General Mansour Dan Ali. The meeting lasted for about 4 hours, after which the president left for Bauchi on official engagement. Speaking at the end of the meeting, the defense minister said he updated the National Security Council on the security situation in the country. The minister said that he also reminded the council that the nation's armed forces are collaborating with other security agencies to address the turbulent security situation across the country. In a similar vein, APC governors elected on the APC platform are convinced that recent high-profile defections would not affect President Muhammadu Buhari's re-election bid. They told journalists after a meeting with the president that they are prepared to go the extra mile for him next year.
We are still as strong, even much stronger, much more united. We have 22 states, 53 senators. We're still the majority, and we're hoping to get more into our party. So we are here to let Mr. President know that we're with him, and nobody is leaving the party anymore. Nigerians are aware of the truth, and there's no deceit anymore. And they know that President Buhari means well. We assure Nigerians that come 2019, our victory is assured. And we ask all Nigerians to support the APC and give President Muhammadu Buhari a chance to complete laying this solid foundation upon which the subsequent Nigerian nation shall be built.
All what I want to assure Mr. President that Adamawa belongs to APC, from president to the councillors, and inshallah Nigerians will see that.
In terms of support, our people have not shifted at all. Instead, it has poured us, it has encouraged us, it has strengthened us. APC will deliver from the president down to the last election.
Nasarawa has always been the citadel of President Muhammadu Buhari's support. Nothing has changed. Not even an ant in Nasarawa state has had any different opinion other than to do better. So I want to assure you that the entire people of Nasarawa state, both elected and party supporters, are solidly behind the president.
Kebbi State endorsed President Muhammadu Buhari based on his commitment to deliver Nigeria to greater heights in the Committee of Nations and based on the achievements that Kebbi has recorded under his able leadership and support.
The People's Democratic Party believes that President Muhammadu Buhari's vacation abroad is a ploy to exonerate himself from a plot to forcibly reconvene the National Assembly. The presidency had on Wednesday said the president would be going on a 10-day vacation to London, but PDP spoke through its spokesman, Kola Ologbondiyan, claims that a plot has been perfected to reconvene the Senate with the intention of impeaching Senate President Bukola Saraki. He said in a statement that the plot includes using security agencies to provide cover for the lawmakers to foist a dictatorial regime on Nigerians. The opposition party fingered the parliament support group, whom it says has been provided with funds and thugs to launch the plot. Meanwhile, the presidency has dismissed plans or claims by the PDP that President Muhammadu Buhari's 10-day vacation is a ploy to carry out unconstitutional actions in his absence. Presidency spokesman Garba Shehu described the claims as both ridiculous and hallowed narrative to garner cheap sympathy. According to him, the opposition is not comfortable with the president's reforms, including the implementation of ease of doing business, the Treasury single account, and the whistleblowing policy. Shehu added that in spite of criticisms, President Buhari is going ahead with massive investment in railroads and power. Senate President Bukola Saraki was the Sinocho of all eyes at the People's Democratic Party held its National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja. He arrived at the PDP Secretariat, also known as Wadata House, at about 3:30 p.m. and was received by top party leaders, including the National Chairman, Uche Secondus. Also at the party Secretariat, Governors Aminu Tambuwal and Samuel Otom. After the NEC meeting, the Senate President spoke of great feelings of returning to the party. He tweeted that he felt at home in the party where he started his political career and vowed to work towards enshrining inclusive governance and achieving peace and security across the nation. Saraki is, however, facing a battle to retain his position as Senate President, following demands by APC leaders that he should step aside since his new party is in the minority. The All Progressives Congress is demanding the resignation of Bukola Saraki as Senate President now that he is in the People's Democratic Party. Chairman of the APC, Adams Oshiomhole, made this after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari that Hassan Ado Doguwa is not convinced about the political clout of Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal. He also insisted that the APC-led federal government has done a lot contrary to the position canvassed by the governor. The House Whip added that the mass defection of federal lawmakers will not in any way affect the party's chances in 2019. The federal lawmaker noted that the party had been long expecting the exit of defectors as a result of activities and utterances. Emmanuel Ehijene reports.
Nigeria is still agog with the defection of key members of the ruling APC to the PDP, but more leading members of the ruling party are still keeping a straight face. For the House of Representatives Chief Whip, many of the defectors are inconsequential. He does not see their exits having an adverse effect on the APC's chances in the coming elections.
It has been usual. It's like a convention. It's a tradition. Each time you come to the election eve, election year, you find some people who, for one reason or the other, would want to decamp from one party to another political. This kind of political migration is something that is normal when you come to face general election. But the one we are facing, as far as I'm concerned, is quite different because it was not informed out of national interest. No one of them can tell you that it's going out of APC because things are not being done in the party and in APC as a party, or things are not also being done in the ruling in the government of the present administration of Muhammadu Buhari. They are all going out based on personal disenchantment, personal reasons, personal interest. They are disenchanted because they now foresee a doomsday for their what you call godfathers.
Dogwa is convinced that the party's achievements in just 3 years in power are enough reasons to see it through. This, according to the House Whip, is because the party will not rely on individuals, especially those it says have no political values.
This is democracy where you must have to play by the rules. The rule says before you defect, you must have to satisfy the provision of the Constitution, which is Section 68 sub G. As far as we are concerned as a political party, we don't believe that that constitutional requirement has been met by these people who have defected. So one, the party is now working on our papers and documents. Very soon we'll join them in a litigation to test the veracity of whether they are relying or they are protected by Section 68 of the Constitution or not, which I believe personally they have not met that condition, because the fact remains that you can only defect when your party is having a clear-cut division, a faction, something you can call faction. And for a faction to exist in a political party, there must have to be some crisis that led to maybe a parallel convention, maybe at the state, at the national convention, which you all believe, you can believe with me, there was nothing as such. No one of them has held any parallel convention.
Dogwa added that APC will be exploring all legal process to reclaim the seats of his former members.
For what the president is doing, for what Muhammadu Buhari is doing, not only to re-strategize the kind of democracy we are working on, we are operating in Nigeria. Look at what he's doing about security. Look at what the president is doing about the economic setting of the country and the fight against corruption, which is now acknowledged globally that Muhammadu Buhari is getting it right. Then we need people who are patriotic to support this man, and let us get there. But unfortunately, in their own perspective, they feel they can now gang against the president or against the APC and pull the roof downstairs. I don't think they're getting it right. It's a miscalculation. And I want to tell you, Nigerians are not ready for that. All these people who look at themselves as maybe the alpha and omegas of the Nigerian politics will get it apparently wrong this time around.
This would be the first time in the country's political history that the seats of the Senate President and his deputy will be occupied by the opposition in the Nigerian democracy. And the events of the coming days will show how well the country manages this political anomaly. Emmanuel Ejime, PTV News, Abuja.
Another top politician has joined the governorship race in Kaduna State. He is Shuaibu Mikati, a former deputy managing director of Dangote Flour. Mikati, who participated in Kaduna State PDP gubernatorial primaries in 2007 and 11, is seeking the governorship ticket of the party. He said his public sector experience and wide contacts in the business world will stand him in good position to reposition the state. Moving forward now, detained Shia leader is to know fate of his bail application on October 4th. This was after his counsel, Maxwell Kion, moved for bail at the Kaduna High Court. Kion said that they came prepared for their brief, hoping that Zakzaki and his wife Zinat would be granted freedom. Like in previous court sessions, journalists were prevented from gaining access to the High Court premises where the case was heard. Zakzaki, his wife, and 2 others are being tried for matters related to murder. They have been in detention since 2015. Away from politics now, Nigeria is seeking World Bank assistance for its power program. Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun said this when she played host to the bank's senior executives in Abuja. According to Adeosun, the country's GDP growth is highly dependent on power supply. Moving forward now, the federal government has ordered 48 train coaches for full operation of the Abuja Light Rail project. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, disclosed this during a tour of the project from Abuja Terminal through Idu substation to Abuja Metro Station in the Central Business District. Emmanuel Bagudu has all the details. We'll bring you that story and subscribe bulletin now to business, where the market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange appreciated on Thursday by 128 billion naira following the listing of Notori Chemical Industries PLC shares. The company listed on the exchange by introducing 1.61 billion ordinary shares of 50 kobo at 62 naira 50 kobo per share. Specifically, the market capitalization rose by 128 billion or 0.90% to close at 13.391 trillion against 13.263 trillion naira posted on Wednesday. The all-share index recorded marginal growth, appreciating by 76.09 points or 0.21% to close at 36,688.91 compared to 36,612.82 achieved on Wednesday. Total recorded the highest price gain to lead the gainers table, appreciating by 5 naira to close at 195 naira per share. Conversely, Nigeria Breweries toppled the losers chart with a loss of 3 naira to close at 100 naira per share. Now to foreign, where Zimbabwe's opposition leader Nelson Chamisa on Friday slammed the fake results of the country's historic election that returned incumbent President Emmerson Mnangagwa to power. Results released overnight Thursday gave Mnangagwa 50.8% of the vote and Chamisa 44.3%. While Mnangagwa welcomed the result and called for peace, Chamisa rejected the outcome outright. Chamisa tweeted that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission scandal of releasing unverified fake results is regrettable. The ZEC denied his election agent access to results before announcement that the ZEC must release proper and verified results endorsed by parties. A suicide bomber attacked a Shiite mosque in eastern Afghanistan today during Friday's prayers, killing 25 people and wounding 40 according to the police. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack, but police said at least 2 men had entered the Khawaja Hassan Mosque in the city of Gadez in the province of Pektia, where about 60 people were praying. No reliable census information exists on the size of the Shiite community in Afghanistan, but estimates range between 10 to 20%, with most coming from the Persian-speaking Hazara and Tajik ethnic groups. Less than 2 months after a landmark U.S.-North Korea summit in Singapore, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo flew back to the city-state today and said North Korea's continued work on weapons programs was inconsistent with its leader's commitment to denuclearize. Pompeo was asked en route to Singapore about his statement in the U.S. Senate last month that North Korea was continuing to make bomb, fuel, and reports that North Korea, led by Kim Jong-un, was building new missiles. Pompeo thanked ministers of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations at the meeting in Singapore for their reports in strictly enforcing sanctions on North Korea. And to Russia now, where Russia is allowing thousands of fresh North Korean laborers into the country and granting new work permits in potential violations of UN sanctions. Over 10,000 new North Korean workers have registered in Russia since September. Russia's action potentially violates UN sanctions to reduce cash flow to North Korea and put pressure on Pyongyang to give up its nuclear weapons, the journal reported, citing US officials. Labor Ministry records that a minimum of 700 new work permits have been issued to North Koreans in Russia this year. That's much we have on PTV today. Many thanks for watching. I'm Daniel Nwawoso.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Do you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the talent reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law. I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have said
there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner will explain the end of justice under the law about no religious body in Nigeria.
Validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is
My name is Femi Anikula Kokuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you. Don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the tallest reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are engaged.
Executive order should comply with the law. I personally dissociate myself completely.
From this interview, because you have
said there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner, one of place the end of justice about no religious body in Nigeria. Validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is
people of Nigeria, I say don't back Odin. From my side, the good as the banner, because even human being, you no go to the drink Odin. I beg, he good, made a banner. We don't want them again.
A lot of Nigeria youth that have been taken into codeine have caused a lot of havoc to them, even to the society in general.
The recent ban of codeine is very amazing.
Those guys outside, then try to sort out that problem so that it will stop. If you say you ban it, the effect will be on almost everybody. But if you find out the root cause of why they are doing it, it will help us better.
I think the recent ban of codeine is one of the most positive thing this government has done so far. And it's a very, very good thing because it will actually curtail drug abuse. Because if you look at Kano and Lagos State right now, they're among the highest abusers of drug, and Katsina State is a very good thing for the youth, and it will definitely grow the level of efficiency and self-sustenance in the country.
Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle, Nigeria's foremost anti-corruption program that chronicles the activities of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
On the program today, UK to support EFCC's anti-corruption fight. Looters of TED Fund grant to be prosecuted. EFCC to focus on pilgrim-related corruption cases. EFCC solicits youth support in the fight against corruption as it holds Southeast Anti-Corruption Concert. This and more will come your way right after this time out. Stay tuned. A representative of United Kingdom National Crime Agency in Nigeria, Pardiker, has described the Digital Forensic Laboratory of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, as a center of excellence. Carr said this during a two-day capacity building workshop organized by the UK National Crime Agency, NCA, for all the zonal heads of EFCC in Abuja. Amina Kawa tells us more.
According to Kerr, the United Kingdom government has invested £500,000 in the digital forensic capability of the EFCC, adding that the UK is in the process of building a digital forensic suite that will enable the agency to ethically and lawfully extract evidence from digital devices. Kerr spoke on the essence of the workshop.
The UK government have invested £500,000 in the digital forensic capability of the EFCC. So we're in the process of building a digital forensic suite which will be state-of-the-art, fit for purpose, which will enable the EFCC to ethically and lawfully extract evidence from digital devices. Taking that forward, the training and the skills that we've supported the EFCC in building means that in the future there is no reason why that data suite can't be a centre of excellence for the whole of Nigerian law enforcement.
Also speaking, Director of Forensics, EFCC, Ben Ikani, commended the initiative as timely.
It's going to be tremendous because you can see that the center of the whole thing is on digital forensics, and that is the area which our department is really entrenched. And as a matter of fact, I would say that the chairman, executive chairman of EFCC, has a very refined, futuristic thinking, because in the present 21st century administration of criminal justice, what is the intent is forensic evidence. The old way of trying to extract confession from defendants or suspects is no longer obtainable. That's exactly what the lecturer has pointed out. In the UK, 95% of their cases are based on forensic evidence. So it is going to be very, very impactful on my unit, and particularly then EFCC at large. This workshop is very, very significant, and it has come at the right time.
The workshop had in attendance senior management staff of the Commission and all zonal heads of EFCC. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh, women from every sector. Make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health, we no see. I said nakanka wamu, nakanka wamu.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has assured management of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund (TED Fund) that the anti-graft agency will assist it in bringing to book all those who mismanage funds meant for the development of the educational sector. Rolake Odofinjolayemi tells us more on this.
Magu gave the assurance during a visit to the EFCC head office, Abuja, by management of TED Fund, led by its executive secretary, Abdullahi Baffa, saying the work at hand is enormous and the commission is intensifying investigations in all zones across the country to bring to book those mismanaging funds meant for the education sector. While intimating the gathering of a conviction secured in Osun State involving a fraud case prosecuted by the EFCC involving TED Fund funds, Magu noted that the EFCC has seen more people that could be held culpable and the Commission is ready to partner to block all loopholes. He used the opportunity to encourage Baffa and his team to simplify its processes to prevent further stealing and to also sensitize members of the public and all relevant stakeholders concerning TED Fund and its projects in their area.
We can always partner with you and, to make sure that what is due to you is given to you by all the institutions, and if there are any leakages, any fraudulent practices there, we can also come and key in. I am happy that you have somebody in leader. Maybe you need to also establish a leader unit, how you have it. So when an discussion is going on, we can put it together. Our prosecutors and your lawyers get together and see how we can fast track the processes if you have to go to court eventually. How you can produce witness, etc., etc.
In his remarks, the TED Fund boss, Abdullahi Baffa, commended the EFCC for its giant strides in the fight against corruption, stressing that the assistance of the agency had become a necessity to tackle the menace of inappropriate projects, abandoned projects, mismanaged funds, and stolen funds, which are almost grounding the institutions.
We are here at the EFCC to hold a crucial meeting with the chairman and the management of EFCC, especially to strengthen the existing very cordial working relationship between the fund and the commission, but also to congratulate the chairman and his team for the giant strides that they have been making in the fight against corruption. There's no gainsaying that the battle against corruption is a very difficult one, but the Commission is also making very tremendous amount of progress, and the chairman deserves a congratulation from all women in Nigeria, and that is why we as stakeholders and as partners with EFCC came here to congratulate the Commission. But also we have our own concerns, and we needed to discuss them with the EFCC so that they can be escalated and they can be resolved as quickly as possible. In almost all the beneficiary institutions in Nigeria that are driving allocation from us, there is one case or the other that the EFCC is investigating on.
While assuring that TED Fund has put in place mechanisms to check fraudulent activities between contractors and tertiary institutions, he however stressed the need for EFCC's assistance to prevent further damage to the educational sector and tertiary institutions. Rolake Odofinjolayemi, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904-4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Thank you, Rolake, for that report. The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has said that the anti-graft agency will focus its searchlight on program-related matters as a way of ensuring integrity in the sector. Magu made the disclosure at the commencement of a training program for staff of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. Amina Kawa has more.
The EFCC chairman spoke through Usman Laden at the commencement of a training program for staff of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, which held at the EFCC Academy, Cairo, Abuja. He noted that whatever happens in the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, was critical to the image of Nigeria in the international community. Acting Commandant of the Academy, David Tukura, charged the participants to see themselves as key to the success of the anti-corruption crusade, noting that everything about them should speak integrity.
The Hajj Commission naturally should be an integrity organization because you represent the administrative wing that helps Muslims to fulfill a fundamental pillar of their religion. Which means everything about you should speak integrity. There should be no story, no labari, no question mark at all about anyone working in the Hajj Commission or with anything connected with the Hajj. And it's the pursuit of that capacity to work with integrity. That's why your management decided that you should spend some time with us here in the EFCC.
Chairman of the Hajj Commission, Abdullahi Mohammed, who was represented by Ibrahim Sudangi, Head of Administration, further urged the participants to seize the opportunity of the training program to sharpen their understanding about financial crimes, ethical judgment, manifestation of corrupt practices, and its consequences.
The most important thing that the participants should bear at the bottom of your mind is you are not here for a joke. You are here to be taught what it means to be a very transparent, a very accountable personnel. Gone are the, in those days, it is when workers do things, they claim ignorance. But from the series of training you have undergone and one currently going on, I think you will be equipped to avoid anything relating to financial crime, to fraud, to 419, etc., etc.
The training is a one-week program aimed at enhancing professionalism of NACON workforce. Amina Kawa, reporting for The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, in furtherance of its public enlightenment mandate, has engaged Nigerian youth to join hands with the Commission in its effort to tackle economic and financial crimes and all forms of corruption in the country. Rolake Odofinjolayemi will tell us what transpired at the Southeast Anti-Corruption Concert that happened in Enugu. Over to you, Rolake.
The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, has called on Nigerians, especially the youths, to join hands with the Commission in its efforts at fighting economic and financial crimes and all forms of corruption in the country. Speaking through the Southeast Zonal Head, Adamu Hamisu Dan Musa, at the Southeast Anti-Corruption Concert held at the Institute of Management and Technology, IMT, Enugu, Magu told the audience not to be surprised that EFCC is dealing with musicians and comedians, adding that the commission is mandated to prevent corruption through public education and sensitization. He said the commission is employing music and comedy as vehicles for youth mobilization to embrace the anti-graft campaign, as the EFCC alone cannot win the war against corruption.
The part of our function, if you go to our Establishment Act, Section 6, subsection P in brackets, it says that we should carry out a sustainable public enlightenment campaign against economic and financial crime. How do we do it? It is through collaboration. It is through this type of system. The sending message through musician, you know how far it will go. One musician can reach more than 1 million people at a time. Like journalists, as we are now. What you will carry, it will go long in a very long way. That is why we said yes. It's part of our function, as I said, and this is not the first time. I know when I can remember vividly last year when I was in Kano, we did the same. Abuja started, we did in Kano, and we are now doing Enugu, and the next time, by God's grace, it will be Lagos. So this is not the first time. We are calling people to hear, to partner, as we used to say. Fighting corruption is more than one-man business. It's more than one agency business. Government alone cannot do it. It must be a collaborative effort. Yes, and people have to be well educated, well enlightened for them to come and partner, to join hands in the fight against corruption.
Also speaking at the event, the Director of Public Affairs, EFCC, Osita Nwaja, while regretting the inability of the acting chairman, whom he said was attending to some sensitive national assignments to grace the occasion, apologized on his behalf and thanked everyone present, saying that the concert, which aims to use music, drama and comedy to drive home the anti-graft message, was one of the efforts to rescue the country from the grips of corrupt people. Nwaja said it is very necessary that the fight against corruption must be owned by the Nigerian people. He said that the message of ownership of the fight was why it was brought home to those who are most affected by it, which is the youth.
This show has been long in planning. It has been long in planning so that we can have a cross-section, a very broad engagement, a broad participation with everybody. The young, those who are in school, those who are doing their NYSC service, and those who are working, those who are in between employment, not unemployed, but they are in between employment. So everybody, and then of course the professional groups, associations, town unions, artisan unions, any and everybody, religious organizations, these are the people that actually own the war against corruption.
In his remark, the guest of honor and executive governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, who was represented by the secretary to the state government, Gabriel Chukwubikem Aja, said the EFCC's acting chairman and his personnel are doing a marvelous work at fighting corruption in the country. He said it was quite instructive that EFCC was using entertainment to teach and sensitize the public on the ills of corruption.
We want to thank EFCC, particularly the Public Relations Department, for finding it fit and proper to come here to use drama to teach us, to use drama to reflect on what is happening in society, and to use drama and comedy to draw our attention to the odious menace in society called corruption. We cannot bet do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, you have no option. You are to be blamed. If you don't do the right thing, you are corrupt. If you do not represent yourself and your society well, something is wrong with you. If you are a man, if you are a woman, it's expected that you teach people
following the norms and activities of the society. For us in Enugu State, we are very conscious of our responsibilities, we are very conscious of what we owe our people, and we do not play with due process. But when you follow due process in what you are doing, nobody will invite you at the end of what you are doing. We want to commend what you are doing. I want to assure you that we will continue to do the right thing, we will continue to support all your initiatives to make Nigeria a better society for all of us.
Performances at the event includes that of Okechukwu Edwards Ukeje, popularly known as Mr. Raw, Nnenna Okechukwu Emmanuel, known as Slow Dog, Hype MC, Kulo.com, Next MC, DJ Eclipse, Twin Parrot, and Parrot Mouth. Rolake Odofinjolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
If you're just joining us, the program is still The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Next is a court report where Rolake Odofinjolaimi will give us an update on the ongoing trial of the former governor of Plateau State, Jonah Jang.
The trial of a former governor of Plateau State, Jonah Jang, accused of misappropriating state funds to the tune of 6.3 billion naira, has been adjourned to October 30th, 2018. Jang, a serving senator, is standing trial before Justice Daniel Longji of the Plateau State High Court sitting in Jos on a 12-count charge of abuse of office and misappropriation of funds preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. He is being prosecuted alongside a cashier in the office of the Secretary to the State Government, Yusuf Gyang Pam, who was also accused of using his office for personal enrichment to the tune of 11.5 million naira. Specifically, Jang allegedly embezzled some special funds released to the state by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, for disbursement to small and medium enterprises in the states under the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Funds, MSMEDF, 2 months to the end of his tenure as governor in 2015. The matter, which was slated for trial on July 17th, could not, however, go on, as the prosecution's witnesses were unavoidably absent in court. When the matter was called, Henry Ejiga, who stood in for Rotimi Jacobs, SAN, counsel to the EFCC, told the court that the prosecution had challenges in bringing the witnesses to court due to the security concerns in the state. He asked the court for an adjournment while hoping that peace would have fully been restored in the state. It will be recalled that on June 23, 2018, crisis broke out in the city that led to the loss of many lives, destruction of properties, and disruption of peace and order in the state. Jang's counsel, Robert Clark, SAN, opposed the application, arguing that it was a ploy to delay trial. However, Justice Longji granted the prosecution's prayer and adjourned for commencement of trial. Rolake Odofinjolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
And that's all we have for you on today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your enquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCC NG@gmail.com. You can